Hello guys, in this session I want to discuss how to do a backup and restore of your database. Right, so your database can be in the production environment or it can be in the non-production environment. Let's assume this is our production environment. So you have your database here, which is the Apple DB. I can use the Apple DB as an example as I want to do now. So in this session I want to back up this Apple database. Now you can think of it. Why do we need to back up our database? Why do we need backup? We need backup. We need a backup because of disaster recovery. There can be a disaster on your server or your data center, but if you have a backup of your database, you'll be able to recover the backup. You'll be able to recover it back. So you need a backup because of the disaster recovery. Now, I will make use of this Apple DB as an example of our practice. All right, so the first thing you are going to do is that expand your node here, your database node. Click on the database you want to back up. I want to back up my Apple DB. So I will I'll click on it and right click on it. So after I right click, you are going to see task here. Click on the task, then you go to backup. Can you see we have backup here? So if you click on this backup, a plane is going to appear. So this is telling you that which database do you want to back up. So I want to back up my Apple DB. You can also change it if you have another backup database that you want to back up. Maybe you want to change it, you can select it from here. But I want to back up my Apple DB. Click on this. So there are different types of backup type that we have, right? So but let's work with this first. So we have the full backup. The next thing is just to what? Click on the destination side. Go to the destination side. You can see we have the backup too. So if you want to back it up into your database, into your hard disk or hard drive, so I can remove this, and if you have a specific place you want to back it up, click on add. And I'm going to search by clicking on these three dots. So I want to back it up inside my MS SQL. So then I'll give it a name. So I can say Apple. Sorry, I can say Apple. Apple DB. Apple DB, right? So this is, and it is a full backup .bak. So it's going to have .bak because that's the extension for our backup, right? So let's click on OK to select the location for our backup. That's the destination. So click on OK. So you can see we have it here, Apple DB full.bak. So click on OK. Good. The backup of database Apple DB completed successfully. So you've done a backup. So anytime you have a disaster, you will have the opportunity to what? To go and check, to go and restore your database. Now let's confirm our database backup. So go to the location or the destination. I back it up in a MS SQL folder. So if you expand it and open it, you are going to see that you have an Apple DB full backup. So the extension is BAK for full backup database. So now you can see the date. So you have your full backup, right? So now let's assume there's a disaster recovery. There's a disaster recovery. You lost your database. You lost your database. Now how can we recover it? Now for us to do that, I'm going to use my second server, or let me say we have a loss of database. So if I right click on my database, delete. So let's assume we have a disaster and we lost our database. So I deleted the database. Click on OK to delete the database. Can you see now we didn't have, if you expand this again, refresh, you notice that you didn't have your Apple DB again. So how do you get this back? So the next step you are going to do is to use the restore. restoring operation. So how do you restore a database back online? So right click on the database. So right click on the database, then click on restore database. Okay, so now you can see, go to device, click on device, then select this three dots is telling you that okay, research the folder or this the location where you save your database. Click on this, click on add, then you are going to go to your folder where you save it. I save it into my MS SQL. You can see Apple DB. So click on OK to select that, then click on OK. And then you see the database that you want to restore. You can see it here is restore. Okay, so this is the database Apple DB name. So restore. So Apple DB full database backup. So that's what we want to restore. Right, so you don't need all this, but let's continue. Click on OK. Cool. Database Apple restored successfully. Right, so now if you look at this, good, you see that our database is back in our server. So that's the method of restoring your database in your server. Thank you.